We have completed the object-oriented program and you would have executed this particular program. In case you have not, please pause the video, go back, do the exercise and then come to this particular chapter video. Because as I was mentioning earlier, it's very important to stick to the process so that we get the best experience learning object-oriented programming in Java. So with that, in the previous chapter, we did write a program and saw how to solve the problem and write a simple object-oriented program. Okay. So now in this chapter, we will explore the concept of object orientation. We'll discuss about the similarities between an object-oriented program when compared to normal human collaboration that we see in our day-to-day environment. Okay. So with this, you will see the nitty-gritties and some of the basic elements that are there in object-oriented program and design when we go forward. So it will help you to get a foundation to see how object-oriented program is approached in general. Object orientation is similar to the human collaboration that we do in our day-to-day life. So first, let us understand what human collaboration is all about. Let us take a problem that we basically have in our day-to-day lives. For example, I have taken a simple case of Ganesh, who lives in Bangalore and needs to send a parcel to Shiv in Mumbai. Okay. Now, what is the solution? How do I solve this problem? It's very simple. So Ganesh goes to a courier office, Fast Couriers, and Ganesh selects the type of courier to select. So what are the different types of couriers could be there? So I will select a particular courier service, and then we need to hand over the parcel to the respective courier person with the relevant address of Shiv. And once Ganesh hands over the parcel with address, Ganesh will get an acknowledgement and Ganesh is assured that the parcel would reach Shiv, who is in Mumbai. Okay, so this is the process to solve the problem of sending the parcel to Shiv. Right? So this is a very simple mechanism we could see, and we have some steps that we have derived. So now let us look at these steps in detail. So first is Ganesh found an appropriate courier service, which is Fast Couriers. All right. So this is a service. So a courier service is again a service in the industry, so which is another important element of the solution. I cannot go to any arbitrary place. I cannot go to a supermarket and try to send a courier. Does not make sense. So supermarket is there for a purpose. Similarly, every service is present in our environment for a purpose. Similarly, you have Ganesh who requests the message to send. So sends a request message. So Ganesh sent a request message to the courier service, and then delivering the parcel is the responsibility of the courier service, because the purpose of courier service is to ensure that the parcel reaches safely to the specified destination, and it is the responsibility. So where you have an option to track the courier as well. So we have seen that. And we do that, we use that in our day-to-day lives. So that is represented as responsibility, because if there's something is lost, so you will basically make the courier company accountable. Do you agree? That's a simple example. Then the courier service uses its own shipping service to deliver the parcel. So when we talk about its own, so you can again bring in the concept of hiding, right? So you basically instruct. So Shiv instructed or gave the parcel and said that this has to reach Mumbai. So Shiv has given the information of what is the parcel that needs to go to Mumbai. How it is sent is not required to be known to Shiv. So it is an internal aspect of the company. Do you agree? So that is what it could be. Another collaboration which the courier company has with another shipping service, and it internally uses its own shipping service in this particular case. And Ganesh need not know about the method. and what time it goes, who drives the shipment truck, blah blah blah. We don't need to really bother. So that is the same concept here. We are trying to bring in that one object, when it sends a message to another object, and the other object is having the responsibility, object which sent the message need not really bother about how it is basically being implemented. So that's a simple example. And the courier service hides the shipping method used to send the parcel. So that's a very simple mechanism of the human collaboration that we see, right? The same concept we can envisage in object-oriented programming also. And that is what object orientation is all about, where object orientation is more about collaboration of objects, and internally it uses the principles of object-oriented programming. What are those principles? We'll cover in the future videos, okay? And it breaks the pattern of conventional thinking. Like in the conventional way, as a procedure, you just have a simple procedure, a lengthy procedure to do all these activities. Instead of having some 20 odd procedures, how about bringing certain procedures in some specific object, which becomes more easier to interact with using the metaphors. Remember, I was talking about object-oriented programming is nothing but a metaphor-based program. And if you want to solve this, or if you want to create a courier system for sending parcels, yes, you want to develop a software, you can use a similar concept like shipping service, courier service, a customer who basically walks in to send a courier. So like that, you can look at all the elements that we see in our day-to-day lives and create a programming model out of that. So that's a basic concept. So that is a new perspective we could see for solving the problem. So in order to achieve this object orientation, we have to follow a process. So again, we have a problem where we capture requirements. So the standard methodology used is that once you have a problem defined, you capture the requirements, what are all the things that are associated with that particular problem and that needs to be solved, for example. And then we have something called as an object-oriented analysis. Object-oriented analysis is about understanding the problem and then modeling the requirement. Remember, I showed you the rectangle image, right? The UML model. So similarly, here in object-oriented analysis and design, we represent the models to really understand the problem. And in the object-oriented design, we decompose this particular problem and modularize them and try to create different classes and objects associated with this particular problem and see how we can solve this problem. And finally, use this model and create an object-oriented program. So object-oriented program is the place where we actually bring in Java, C++, .NET, C# or any other language, for example, and actually implement the solution or solve the actual problem. So that's a basic process of what object orientation is all about.